How much time did we spend creating this? 2.5 years.
Give or take, I suppose.
Yeah.
We were working on Monaco post content for a while too.
Right. Two people with wolves. Yes. Durg's got wolves. Bootrix got wolves. Sidearm goes with the Badger, the highest damage unit in the game. And Kobo the Great goes with the Fox.
I feel like we have the entire selection here.
Yeah.
Oh, they all have machine gun
Not
too.
a lot of structure play
Bull
here.
to the fifth rate. Come on. The bull. I would pick the bull.
And the owl is missing, right, from this particular game.
That's true.
Oh, so Ibel wants to know that a lot of RTS games are almost designed for hardcore in mind as their primary target, and how does ours compare? You can see this being definitely the case when like every expansion for StarCraft 2 had more and more opportunities for micro.
Mm-hmm.
Like Legacy of the Void added units that rewarded more micro, and they keep adding more opportunities to do these like clutch moments where a single unit does something crazy because this great multitasking and whatnot. Our game, the depth comes into less how the player less of the player's ability to do APM and micro, and more of the player's ability to understand what we define as strategy overall. So we've been said multiple times now, the matches are short. They're between 5 and 12 minutes. They can be 7 to 8 minutes on average, meaning that we encourage multiple rounds. And if you're playing multiple rounds against the same opponent, that's where strategy truly shines, because you start to get a sense for what is this person doing like consistently, and how can I poke a hole in that? That's why Durg is such a good player, because I honestly have no idea what he's going to do every time. But a weaker player.
And another thing is, by the way, we really designed the game to make to be played in friendly competition as well, so you can play the game split screen. And typically when we've gone to trade shows, we've shown the game in split screen just because it's so fun to stand or sit next to your buddy on the couch and play with them in the same room. It's more like it gets rid of all of the whole like ladder anxiety and stuff that is pretty common. So
Yeah, and there's plenty of opportunity in just before the match even starts for you to start thinking about the strategy, like what kind of units does my opponent typically do, and what kind of units should I pick for this particular match. And so there's a lot of depth there. It's like how people will say there's a lot of depth in something like chess, even though chess doesn't have a high skill requirement to play.
Like a micro.
Yeah. There's not a high skill requirement to play chess. Doesn't mean it's not a hardcore game. It's a hardcore game because in chess, the strategy is in the players' heads, and we're trying to move towards that.
The amazing thing is these are new players, and they're playing like players that have been playing.
Yeah, they get the game. They know how to play.
They instantly get it.
Yeah, they build the farms. They know how to control the units.
Durg's still, maintaining some field dominance here with
that chameleon flank kind of killed off all those units.
Yeah, it did. And it's going to give them enough time in order to get the pigs up, which should take out those last two lizards.
What is... Oh, Durg has a sweet location.
Yes, he does.
2 bases next to each other.
And 2 more available on the inside of the choke, although they're downhill from this hill. So green has an opportunity to build some stuff on the top of the hill. Green and purple need to make sure they don't fight each other if they want to take out Durgabok.
Yes. And it's kind of funny because orange is sort of being left alone here.
Yes.
Very kind of. Ooh, this is a perfect opportunity for like a 2-pronged attack between green and purple.
There's really only one entrance to blue's base, though, and it's right there. He has to walk through this choke. That's the choke.
Oh, yeah. Well, they definitely have to work together.
Yeah,
they
take turns.
Take turns, though, because if they go together, then they'll just kill each other.
Oh, as green saw orange's expansion. Orange is gonna push in. Orange is gonna start fighting green. Oh, that could seal the deal for Durgabok if orange and green start going at it.
Yeah, because now they're just weakening each other.
Yeah.
And they need to team together.
Blue starting to fortify the hill. Purple needs to see that and go attack it.
Okay, so this is where experience is going to start to shine. The longer the match plays out, the more the more your improvisational skill is really going to matter. The players need to recognize that Dirk doesn't have a lot of options for bases in the long term. So like stop feeding his turret defense and like let him kind of just play it out.
Now he's got a snake. I like the green snake. So if and green's gonna attack purple now.
Those machine guns are doing so much work, and he doesn't even get the machine gun down. Purple should pull his units back, especially because pigeons can't attack on their own.
Bootrick, hold your trigger to pull them.
Pull them back. There you go. He heard you through the interwebs. Oh no, this fight is all for nothing.
But you know what they're doing, actually, interestingly, is that to play 4-player free-for-all well, it's important to never overcommit. If you overcommit to a battle, both players in that battle are going to suffer, and the other two are.
It's a prisoner's dilemma.
It's a prisoner's dilemma. It really is. There's a big battle going on right here. And so if you can avoid overcommitting and let other people fight for you, that's the best way to play in a free-for-all.
Right.
It's a very different experience than playing 2v2 or 1v1.
Right.
Where you want to be aggressive all the time and keep the pressure up.
Yeah. Oh, I think Orange tried to rebuild this base, but Green is just going to keep that down. What's going on over here? I think Blue's just being very casual at this point.
Yeah, Blue is sort of fortifying that hill, getting that rear base. If Green's got a Fox coming up though. If Green can get that Fox, the Fox is gonna be able to. He still has control over this hill. So if he can get that Fox up, he's actually gonna be able to do a lot of damage to Blue.
Now remember, Fox is the highest control unit in the game, so this does come down to Green being a new player.
Orange got a Badger out too, and he's gonna take the fight.
Green needs to make sure that he manages this Fox very well.
Don't lose that Fox. Ooh, 2 Badgers. Green's gonna actually get knocked out of the game here, and that is gonna be a big win for Durgarbach. Of course, what this means is that Orange has opportunities to expand. Purple going for a desperate expand down, totally not in his own neighborhood. He's this is a West Side guy coming and setting up shop on East Side.
and hoping that he doesn't get seen.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh wow. And in classic Durgarbach style, gets his wolf up.
And back and sneaking up on that Fox from the back door.
Green should have pulled that one back, yes.
Oh, Blue just walking through and mowing down economy. I think Durg versus the world. Durg is gonna win it.
I mean, all the players are still in the game.
Yeah, they are, but there's only one person with an active economy.
Oh no!
Orange is the only active economy.
And here's a mistake, and here's something that new players need to start learning is how to manage their economy, because all these production facilities can't possibly be supported by the amount of income that Orange has. So you have to sell your structures, you have to sell the production in order to get your economy going. But that's just too many production facilities for one base.
Oh. And that'll wipe through it, for sure. Purple's alive, but not for long.
Yeah, that's all Purple's got, right?
Yep.
Durg versus the world. Yeah, absolutely. You called it. How are you handling map design? Well, the maps are randomly generated.
Yep, the maps are randomly generated, and lots of fun algorithmic stuff there, but we also have a level editor or map editor that we're using to build the single player, but it's also going to be you're going to be able to use it to build multiplayer levels. Although that's not the point of this.
He's trying to kill that base with one pigeon.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. To the last man.
Yeah. To the last bird.
with regards to how we handle balance, one of the things that as an independent game company that gives us an advantage over larger game companies is we can have direct communication. The developers can have direct communication with the players. That's why our alpha is so active, and talk about what we need to fix to make the game better. On top of that, not only do we get to talk to them directly, but we get to iterate it directly. Patches in an ecosystem like a large AAA company have to go through huge cycles in which it's upwards to 6 weeks for a patch to come out. So even if something needs to be fixed right away, you won't see that for a long time. And for us, we can instantly do it within seconds because we are talking directly with you and we are the developers. And so that rapid iteration time helps us make the balance easier, better,